And we're still on day 3 of the FISE World Series here in the south of France, in the beautiful city of Montpellier. Welcome to another live stream. Today we will be taking a look at the World Skate Roller Freestyle Park World Cup in the men's category. My name is Egon Temmermans and I'll be your host for today's live stream. And I'm not doing this alone. I have the French-Greek connection this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Freddie White.
Hey, thanks for having me again. Pleasure to be back in Montpellier. What a weather, what a place, and what a contest we're gonna have today.
Now, Freddie, you're almost like a local to the FISE contest. You've done a couple more of these roller freestyle park contests. I'm the average Joe. I'm not really used to seeing inline skating. What can you tell me about the sport or what we're gonna expect today?
I think you can expect a high-flying competition. The park that we have this year is really fast, really compact, but still has a lot of really big obstacles. And the top qualifiers from the qualification round and the semifinals are some of the highest flyers you'll see on this type of course.
Now let's take a more detailed look at that park. We have the jump section with the spine ramps.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy one, actually. Going down this obstacle is okay somehow, but you will see the people going up and the people able to lace the bigger tricks on the way up are those that are probably going to score the highest points.
Okay, and now we have the A-frame shaped like an A, as the name itself says. It looks like a lot of fun to grind on.
It is, but it's a really tricky one as well, because then you have to go up again either way. So you have to be really precise and really consistent and able to maintain your flow through the whole run to be able to hit this one and then hit the corner and keep on going through the course. It's a really technical one. It will not forgive any mistakes.
And is that a curved wall?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is, and a few people have been playing with it. I didn't see any bangers so far, but people are also grinding on top of that wall, and that's a pretty tall one.
I mean, it is the finals of this World Skate Roller Freestyle Park competition, so who knows what we might expect with some of the 12 best riders from this weekend here in Montpellier.
Again, expect some high-flying performances among the top 5, I mean, realistically, everyone on that list, it's not about the top qualifiers because everyone is keeping some surprises, so you will see.
Now, how does a competition like this work?
We have 12 riders qualified from semis, 2 heats of 6. They will go for 2 runs of 50 seconds each, and the best of those 2 runs will count for their final score.
Okay.
Really easy format. It's really easy flowing. We'll see the first 6 riders go twice, and then we'll go for the second heat of 6 again for another 2 times run.
Must be a tough job for the judges as well. I mean, we have some of the best judges that we could get here. If you would have to pick some of the factors that come into play while judging, which would be, let's say, the most important ones for this type of park setup?
Well, I judged the FISE for many years and made many enemies along the way. I would say the most important to me is the style, the quality of execution, which was one of the last criteria we saw, but really it's a combination of everything. You have to maintain flow, but of course you have to go for the hard tricks and the difficulty. And those judges, Blake Bird, Pascal Moras, who's also responsible for designing this course with Hurricane Parks, Jenna Downing, so you have with Blake and Jenna 2 UK legends, and CJ Wellsmore is joining us this year, the infamous Australian champion.
Now also another shout out to the people at Hurricane Parks. They've done an amazing job at constructing all these setups. We have a setup for BMX and Skate Street. This one is for roller skating, but also for scooter, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have the other one for BMX freestyle. I mean, it's a work of art.
It's a work of art, and it's like I also used to build these parks for FISE for some years, and they really have done a tremendous job. It's not only very nice to skate, although really hard, but the design this year of the course itself and the job they've done overall with the aesthetics of it, it's a pleasure to watch as well. You can tell from the crowd reaction and the audience in general, like this is such an absolute treat.
Now we're looking at some of the highlights from the semifinals, where we had 24 athletes competing for a ticket into this grand finale.
And as you can see, a lot of spins, a lot of flips. That was me. I apologize entirely for this. Takeshi was fine. He went lower, and I went a bit too high on this one.
2024 FISE World Championships. We are happy to be back after being rained out last year, but we are once again in beautiful Montpellier for our finals. We are going to get right into rider introductions.
And that's the big homie, AJ, introducing
from the
riders.
Country, it is Miguel Ganuza Xavier.
From Spain, from the Basque Country,
Javier Ganuza.
From Ivry-sur-Seine, Roman Godiner, 12-time French champion.
I can tell you this guy was praying he would not make it to the finals yesterday.
Making his way over all the way from Korea, the 15-year-old Kim Young-woo.
Young prodigy, some fresh blood on this course, and you'll see more of that fresh blood.
Our youngest competitor from Hyogo, Japan, Haruhi Shimizu.
13 years old?
Yes, incredible talent. Such a young age, but incredible amount of skills and talent already.
Roman Abrat.
A usual suspect here at FISE is also a coach, and he came with some of his proteges, but he's still the one representing in the finals now.
All right, making his way down from Dijon, France, Nicolas Servi.
Also another usual suspect here representing Click and Roll. And here,
all right, all the way from Sakaimachi, Japan, your boy, Takeshi Yasudoko!
He was competing and getting gold medals in the X Games more than 20 years ago, and he's still out there.
In Toulon, France, Anthony Avella!
You thought he retired? Think again, he's back, Anthony Avella, here in the finals in Montpellier. What a vengeance.
All right, from Vendôme, France, Lenny Jourdain!
I think Lenny just turned 18, representing the French Équipe de France national team.
Riding for This Is Soul Skate Shop out of Amsterdam, your boy, Yaro Free!
I'll let you correct the pronunciation on this one.
It's a Jaro Frein.
Representing Amsterdam, and This Is Soul. Shout out Evo.
Just down the road from Paris, France, Julien Couteau!
The man, the machine, you know what he's up to. This guy is here for the win.
First place qualifier, all the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Danilo Senna!
Also another one of these young up-and-comers destroying everything inside. Danilo Senna, first time at FISE.
Final qualifiers, make some noise!
So if you're just getting tuned in, we're getting ready for the World Skate Roller Freestyle Park World Cup Men's Finale. So we just introduced all the riders, and there's a lot of talent here, both young and old, from all over the world. We're going from Spain to Japan to France, South Korea, Holland, Brazilians.
Yeah, Brazilians have made a strong impression at FISE this year. Also a Winter Clash, which is one of the biggest core events we have in Eindhoven earlier in the year. Ana Julia, who just won here at FISE yesterday in the women's final, won the Winter Clash Amateur contest. And Danilo placed third in the actual pro competition at Winter Clash. So we're really, and as you can see, he's here qualified in first place. So a heavy contender for this one. And this would be such a big win for the Brazilian scene, who's coming up really, really big in recent years.
And people are still getting their seats next to the river Lez here in Montpellier. And we've been having mint conditions this weekend.
It's amazing. As AJ said on the microphone, it was rained out last year, so it's such a pleasure to be back in the sun. I got the sunscreen. I'm getting this nice Hawaiian shirt, courtesy of AJ as well. Shout out Blade Club. Yeah, it's a pleasure. It feels like summer. It feels like FISE. Yeah. Finally again.
early on I was watching BMX freestyle semifinals competition, and the rider said like it's perfect because it's sunny, it's not too hot, and there's no wind.
No wind, that's true, but it was actually blazing hot. I was on the course for half of it, and then I went back in the shade and watched the second half from the office. It was really hot for them, I think.
Probably because with all the black paint absorbing that heat from the sun.
It's steaming hot. It's pretty, but it's hot.
So our first rider is going to be Javier Miquel Ganuza from Spain, from the Basque Country.
And he's also been at FISE now several years in a row. Always made a strong impression, very often flirting with the top spots, but he never cracked the top 5. So here's his chance, qualified in 12th position. Everything is possible today. Going in. Let's see it, Javier. Wow.
Starting strong with that front flip action.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of flips today, that's for sure. You have some of the biggest flippers in the game. And here's another one, flat 5, going straight back with the Misty 720 on the fun box. Sketchy on the landing, and now you can see going back up the other way as soon as you miss a little bit of that transition is really, really hard. Wow.
As you lose that speed, you have to make up for it again. You have to push yourself back into the ramp.
Yes, and you can imagine 50 seconds of this is a really daunting task. Here we are, we're done with this one. You see, you just miss a couple of tricks, or you're just like a little low on the landing, for instance, and it makes it very, very hard to just catch up and catch your breath and keep on going.
But if I'm reading the format correctly, they have 2 runs, and it's the best one that's going to count, right?
Absolutely. So there's always a second chance. You will see different strategies as well. Some of the riders will go all in with the first run to get the biggest scores. Some will maybe take a more strategic approach and try to crack the top 5 without giving it all in and keep all the best tricks for the second run. Let's see what happens here. The sideway flat spin 3 here. You can see getting a little sketchy in the landing, and now try to imagine you're in this position, losing a little bit of balance and going backwards, and now you can see the mountain on the other side of the course and you have to climb back up to be able to continue.
Setting the first score with a 61.50.
So this is setting a standard. Some big tricks, but definitely some things that need to be cleaned up. So we'll see how it goes through this first week, but it's really going to set the tone for all the other competitors. And speaking of competitors, this guy has won too many FISEs to even count. He's the 10 times plus French champion, Romain Godenaire, still on the course, still ripping, starting off with a flat 360 signature trick, and boom, the big 7 on the fun box. As I said earlier, he was almost praying that he would not be in the finals, but he did such a good job yesterday that the judges had to put him in. 540, you can see the consistency here. He's used to these big courses. Boom. The 540 back roll, so he's combining the spinning and the grinding, such as this 360 sole. That's where he missed yesterday and probably went down the rankings a little bit. Now he laced it perfectly. Catching a breath, catching some speed. Another 5 on the way up. I believe this one is switch. Backflip on the buzzer, and that's a run.
I mean, I can see why this man was 10-fold French champion.
Yeah, he's got, and that's funny, Romain yesterday was all about retiring. I don't want to skate in the finals. I want to be a judge next year. This is over for me. And now you can see, I think you cannot take the competing spirit out of him. He's just, if he's in there to win it.
Well, in my opinion, he doesn't have to retire yet as a judge or as a commentator.
No, those positions are taken already. No, I told Romain yesterday, if he actually gets to be a judge, since I judged him for many, many years, and we had many arguments and discussions over the years, I would compete. So if he's a judge next year, you can expect to see me on the course.
Just as some kind of big middle finger for Romain?
I think that will just his chance to get some revenge on me.
Now, you've been talking about souls, about misties. Like, can you explain me some of the tricks?
So when it comes, let's start with the soul grind, because that's really the essence of our sport. I think one of the things that really differentiated rollerblading when it came up, a lot of our tricks were borrowed from skateboarding. Soul grind was the first very specific blading trick. So you're literally grinding sideways on a rail, on a ledge. So on the sole of your foot, which you cannot do on a board. So that was really where we got the name from. We turned from the sole to the soul, the enlightenment, if you will.
And dropping in is the South Korean Kim Young-woong.
Wow, and he gets so flat on this flat speed. Amazing. Lacing it up with a 900 afterwards. Catching the speed, getting fakie, which means backwards, and spinning full cab, which is another term borrowed from skateboarding, which means spinning a full rotation backwards before he locks his feet on the coping. Wow! What? Another big 720, 2 rotations in the air, getting fully sideways. Wow. Mario 540, this kid is so good, 15 years of age, and already so much power, so much skills. Back rail here, and a big 720 on the buzzer.
I mean, that's so wild with FISE as well. You have these competitors, 13 years young, 15 years young, and then their other competitors are like double their age.
Exactly. So you can see, I saw it on the BMX Park today as well. You had the clash of the generations in some sort. You had all the guys like you have here. Julien has been here so many times. Romain, all these guys are like the old class of French park skating. And then you have all these younger competitors coming in and throwing these big-ass tricks. Like, they've learned a lot from them. They've watched them. They've seen them skate this type of park that you would only find at FISE for many years. And now they're coming up. They're putting a lot of pressure on this older generation. Kim is only 15 years old. Just imagine, with a couple more years of riding, he's going to be dominating.
And he's making an impression with an 82.50 for that first run.
Strong first impression. Always a second run to improve on that first score. So everything is still very much open.
The youngest rider today, Haruhi Shimizu, 13 years young.
And there's no accident here. He's not here because it's not a prize given. He's earned his place on this course. He's one of the best riders we've seen yesterday and the day before. 900 to start the run. Keep holding the fakie, so still going backwards. Fakie 360 up and charging up. Ooh. Big IO 540 going back down with another 5 abstract. Look at the flow. That's what I meant earlier. I think that's really what's going to make the difference between the top riders. He doesn't stop.
And he's doing that fakie.
Absolutely. He's learned from some of the best, like the actual best vert rider in the history of our sport. And he's learned those flips and those spins, and he's able to maintain his consistency through the whole run. Look at it. He's still hitting the A-frame, going back up. That's it, that's time, but how many tricks? His backflip purely for the crowd. Montpellier is loving it. Haruhi is loving it. Such a pleasure to watch.
I mean, Haruhi, he ate and he left no crumbs for the competition so far.
He's been taught by the best, and he's taken a page from the notebook. Look at this, such a strong way to start the run. Perfect 9. Keeping it fakie, keeping it Stockwell, as my friend Matt Meeky would say. Big fakie 720 here, and he still goes and charges all throughout those 50 seconds. Such a good use of the park as well. He's had a very strong line here.
And he was hyping up the crowd himself.
Yeah, I think he's loving it. First time at FISE, I believe. 80 points, 80.62. Good enough for third place, but better believe he's got some more for the second run as well. And ailing from gap, Romain Abrat is going in. Savannah on the rainbow, 1260. 1260 on the fun box, that 3.5 full body rotation. Wow. If you blinked, you missed it. I believe he 540 the Royale, that wobble rail, but fell just after. Small mistake, but such a high price to pay. Wow. Fakey backflip on the fun box, touching the little wall right down there. Still charging. Going back up, monkey plant. 270 backside unity. Charging back down, 8 seconds to go. What's the last trick for Romain? Wall ride, 4 seconds, all the way. Buzzer.
And that one was for a crowd.
I believe the World Skate Federation will not allow that one to count, but that was such a strong run. It's funny that the one thing he missed on, it maybe got surprised, this wobble rail is also such a tricky obstacle to skate. As you can see, or maybe not see so well here, but it's a really curvy little down rail. So, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
540 Royale. He did the hardest part, and then I think he just stumbled on the way back up to the coping. But here it is, 1260 to start his run.
3.5 rotations.
That's a lot, and you have to keep control of that landing as well, because it comes up very shortly afterwards, and you have to go back up the other way. Lots of mastery. Romain came up really strong on the French shading over a decade ago, and he's been competing hard ever since. But now he's also teaching the youth, which is the best part. He's still living his passion, but he's also sharing his passion, and I think that's maybe one of the elements that brought a lot of joy into his skating as well.
Romain Abrat raising the next generation of roller freestyle athletes.
Always a big smile on his face. Let's see what the judges say for the little mishap up there on the quarter pipe. That's the funny part, is it was not a trick. It just missed on the very small detail.
80.25 for Romain Abrat.
Ah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But surely enough, at this level, there will not be any room left for mistakes. You will see the top riders today will be the ones who just managed to stick everything absolutely perfect.
Next up, it's Nicolas Servi.
All the way from Dijon, also another usual suspect. I believe he won here in Montpellier in 2018. And then he traveled a lot with the FISE World Series over the years. You can see why. He's got those big flips, he's got the front flips, and he's got the Misty 7, his signature. Going up the rainbow here. Charging with another backflip. I told you he had the flips. Alley-oop top horn star up there. Flat 360 down the spine, and he's I told you, some of these guys are also hitting this big vert wall, but they do it at the end of their run, which is the craziest part to me. If I were to even try that, I would just try to have as much energy and as much power. Nico is so powerful in his skating, he's able to hit it at the end of his 50 seconds run.
Is it also the fact that maybe there's a lot of risk involved trying to grind that curved rail in the middle or even the start of your run?
I don't know, but maybe you try to get that out of the way while your legs are still fresh and go with, I don't know, again, it's strategy. I guess Nico's forte is really those big flips that you've seen all over the course. He's touched almost every transfer and every fly box with one of those. So I guess that was the piece de résistance that was missing in his run, and he made sure to check that little box on the list as well.
Look
Fully
at that.
inverted. Nico is really good with those. Lots of power in those legs. He's able to catch a lot of really maybe sometimes like off-balance landings, and he's just like pure power on those, and he manages to just keep on going.
So those were our first 6 riders in this World Skate Roller Freestyle Park final. They had their first runs, and we'll see. And that puts Nicolas up on that 2nd spot. But all these riders still have a 2nd run to go.
Absolutely, we'll see all those riders again. This first heat of 6, we'll see them for the 2nd performance. So now there's no strategy anymore. It's all in.
All the chips on a poker table.
No calculations, no counting cards. You have to give it all if you want a chance to crack the podium. Let's go, Javier. And he starts with the rainbow rail, such a tricky way to start as well. Big front flip. Saw right down the extension, that's where he missed on the first run. And now he's going very, smoothly over the course, cleaner landings as well. Definitely an improvement so far. But now we don't want to see the banger. Whoa! Wow! Okay, really went for it, but went a bit too inverted on that one, unfortunately. And as you now know it from watching these first runs, once you miss in there, it's really, really hard to catch up and keep on going with your run.
Now, Freddie, this is the World Skate Roller Freestyle World Cup. Does that mean there are more World Cups coming up this season, or did we have already some of these World Cups?
I do believe we have some important events coming up. We have another World event in Roma in September, if I'm correct, and then Shanghai coming up in October, which I just got informed of. So, is it time for me to renew my Chinese visa? I would hope so. Wow.
Grabbing his boots as he's flipping midair.
Yeah, he's really going for the full form as well, because you will see some of these guys flipping or spinning with, like, not that you have to grab a big it's a freestyle sport, so I don't believe there should be too many rules, but it's all about control, and I guess, and now this is my French jumping in, I'm trying to find the right word, but it's all about mindfulness. So you have to be mindful of tricks and just execute it in the way you actually mean to execute them. So grab is definitely a nice addition to those.
And there goes Romain Godiner.
He had a really strong first run. Couple of 360s, flat spin as well to start it off. Soul grind down the blocks here, charging back up. Boom, flat spin 3, fully inverted on that one as well. 540 here, back rail down to fakie. Keep the fakie going, fakie 360. Alley born. Touching a lot of obstacles, it's missing a bit of that flow maybe, you can see. Touching the upper part of the park. And maybe, yeah, missing a little bit of power on the end of that run.
I mean, even though he wasn't expecting to be in this final, he's owning it.
He's owning it. As I said, once he's in there, he's in it to win it. So he gave it all. Gave it all on the course, but I believe he'll be relieved to now just chill out for a little bit.
I mean, can he turn that golden helmet into a golden medal?
That's Romain anyway. You know, he's a competitor, as I said. He's been a champion so many times. He's won FISE here in Montpellier 3 times. And to be fair, he would have probably won a lot more FISE events and World Cup events if he was not so afraid of traveling by plane.
So the man is not afraid to flip into the air, meters high, but the man is afraid of planes and flying.
He cannot fly. He will only go to contests where he can literally drive to them.
Well, I think Shanghai is a long way to drive to.
Not sure he's up for that one.
And we're flying to South Korea, Kim Young-woo.
And this kid is not afraid to fly. You've seen it in the first run, and you can expect to see a lot more of it. Fully flat on that flat spin and big 900 right after. So much control, so much power on these spins. Big 360 down, trickier than it looks. And then a half cap top, so using the mini ramp part of the park, touching those grinds and catching all the speed he needs to go. Wow. Incredible 720 on the step up. Charging back up. Incredible, it doesn't stop.
That's that 50-year-old freshness.
That's the difference, probably 20 years difference between Romain and Kim. I bet you this kid could keep on going. Big 900 and big backflip just to finish off the run. Nice touch, doing it all for the crowd, doing it for you, FISE. I hope you enjoy the show. 15 years of age and a lot of talent here on the course. Woo. He's almost doing it as a backflip. We're going full on inverted. And this big 720, same thing. His feet are literally above his head, halfway through the rotation. Kim is such a special talent. We've seen a lot of really great skaters coming from South Korea in the recent years. I would have hoped we would see a few more of them. Jae-yoon is one of those really special talents that was at FISE 2 years ago, and I was really hoping he would join the show. He's one of the best skaters I've seen on these parks ever, period. So Jae-yoon, or any one of you Korean skaters hearing this, please bring Jae back. So while Jimisu is getting ready, Kim is waiting for his score, and he will get an 85.87. Good enough for third place so far.
Back to our youngest kid on the block. He's got the tricks of a true man, a true athlete.
Absolutely, doesn't look intimidated in the slightest. He's rising up to the occasion. Here's his chance to shine. He's really seized it. Oh no, we lost him halfway through. Arui just fell on this 900. And that's one of those tricks that he has on lock, but something went wrong on this one.
We'll have to see in the replays what happened with Arahi.
Still going in, but for sure his first score will not be beat. So all of he's doing now is he's doing it all for you. FISE, he's doing it for you, dear viewers. So enjoy the 13 years old prodigy, Haruhi Jimisu. .540 backside UFO. Even after the buzzer, this kid won't stop, and you can expect to see a lot more of him in the next years. He's here for a long time, and he's gonna shine bright like his mentors, the Yasutoko brothers.
So you mentioned his mentor, and his mentor is riding in this contest too?
He is, absolutely. You will see him in the second heat. Takeshi, wow.
This is where he slipped up on that 900.
He overextended mid-air and then went a little sideways on the landing with this 540 abstract. So pretty, such control. Incredible young rider. As I said, there's no chance for him to improve on that first run, unfortunately. 80 points will do it, and now we will see Roman back on the course. Roman Abrat from Gap. Another high flyer. He started his run with a 1260. Is he gonna do it again? Is he gonna throw a double? Savannah here on the rainbow. 1260 again. Is going all in. Half cab misfit here on the quarter pipe. Oh no! A 540 Royale. He landed it in his first run, but missed a little bit on quarter pipe. Here he unfortunately missed the rail, but he stayed on his feet the whole way through, and he's still going. Fake backflip all the way. So good with the spin, so good with the flips.
Over that spine setup.
270 backside UT for the technical grinds, getting those points from the judges. And he's still charging alley-oop topside acid on the big extension there. Missed that one, and that's time.
Still an impressive run. I mean, especially the 540 onto that kinker rail.
Yeah, the wobble rail.
The wobble.
I think that's the best way to put it. 540 Royale, he did on his first run, which is incredibly hard and technical. And I don't know, maybe he got surprised, but that's well within his range. He got known in the French competition scene many, many years ago now for doing this crazy disaster, spinning into rails very far away. I remember 540 backslide in Rouen at the Riz contest many, many, many moons ago. So that's something that he's able to do, but this is such a weird rail. On this one, I think you have to take a weird angle to even get onto it, and then you have to deal with the wobbliness of it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in the second run. Let's see. Now we'll stick with the first score on this one. So that is it with Romain Abrat. Now we will see Nicolas Servi back on the course for his second and final run. You've seen it in the first, lots of power, lots of spins, lots of flips. Now the question is, can he improve on his first score of 87.75? Wow.
A double backflip?
Double backflip to start it off. I mean, his first run was so good that that's the only way. Now, if you want the podium, if you want the first place, you need to throw those big double spins, double flips. And Nico is well known for these. Ooh, wow. The front flip, the Misty 720. Such a weird rotation. I love it.
Oh.
Wow. He's okay. He's okay. Nico is a tough man.
Like he stumbled down all the way from up there. That's like a 3-meter drop.
Yeah, there's very little space for you to catch yourself. I hope his shoulder is okay. I think he managed to grab himself, but fell on his right shoulder.
At least he managed to break his fall a bit.
At least he kept his helmet on and didn't hit the head, which is something he's done in the past. Scratched his face a couple times on those big spins.
I've seen all riders wearing a helmet. Is that mandatory for these contests?
I do believe it is. It better be, actually. You see so many double flips, so many crazy rotations. It's so easy to mess up on these. Just get a little bit too much forward on that front flip, on the landing, and you're done.
Safety first, everyone.
Safety first. I put his hand down here, just try to catch himself on the way down, and he was just right there on the edge of those two quarter pipes that have slightly different radius.
Look at him, he was kissing his helmet.
The helmet saved him again. We'll stick with the first score, 87.75. Definitely a very strong score, enough for second place so far, but better believe the second heat is gonna be even crazier. We're going in reverse order from the qualification round, so the further we go and the better it's gonna be.
So these were the first 6, and now it's already a very impressive first heat of riders. We got some of the youngest kids, and the next group is gonna be his chaperone.
Exactly.
Shimizu's chaperone. It's like the Jedi Master and the Jedi Padawan.
I mean, this is on the spot, actually. Takeshi is such a quiet and calm individual, so for him to teach those keys, it take a lot of it.
Now let's have another look at the highlights from the first heat.
So here's Romain Godiner blasting through the course.
Back at the World Skate Roller Freestyle Park World Cup, the men's category. I'm still here with Freddie White, and we're getting ready for the second part of this final.
We've seen a lot of great riding, but the real question now is, with those guys on the course, some of the very best park skaters in the history of our sport, will Romain Godiner be able to hang onto the first place he's got so far? He scored an 88.12 score, which is very high, but with some of those, I think you can very much expect to see them crack the 90 points mark.
Wow, that's like near perfect.
I think we're gonna see a lot of very perfect runs now. These guys on top, and most of them have been on top for some time now. There's a reason for it. Takeshi was competing in the X Games, I think at the tender age of 9. That's when he started his pro career. Yes, competing with the big boys. So it only makes sense that you would see Harui now competing with the big boys along with his mentor and chaperone. Super clean riding always from Takeshi. And now charging back down, super precise, catching all the speed from that transition and going for the big sideways transfer here. Incredible rider. Backslide, freestyle on the way down from the A-frame, 540 transfer, still going, super precise riding. I think that's the most impressive to me is the flow and the amplitude that he manages to keep on through this whole run. Alley-oop topside point star, the big extension, super technical out. And the flat spin 5 again. Big 900, full inverted, sticks it, keeps the landing, finishing off with the backflip on the buzzer. What a run, ladies and gentlemen. Takeshi Yasutoko.
He makes it look like a walk in the park. I mean, I was impressed by the grinds I've been seeing, but he does these grinds like with his feet crossed.
Yes, absolutely. The name is a bit weird, so I'm not always comfortable saying it on air. We have these weird rollerblading names, but yeah, that's one of it's also one of my signature tricks. So.
And what is the trick called?
It's called an alley-oop topside pop star.
Pop star, okay, pop star.
That's for all the trick police out there on the internet. Don't hate me. Hate the game, not the player. Incredible. Flips all over the course, catching every amount of transition so he can continue his run with the maximum amount of speed. I think as we said in the introduction, that's going to be the key, I think, to maintain the perfect amount of speed through your whole run, so you can hit all these tricks without getting any struggle. Like, I think that the flow is like skiing, it's like BMX, it's like all these sports. The flow is what keeps you going through and able to land those tricks in the best possible conditions. 90.5 for Takeshi. That's a high score.
He's broken the 90-point wall.
Well, I told you this would happen. I wasn't sure it would happen so quickly, but now it's done. So let's see how high these guys can go. 90 is done. Who can crack the 93, 94, 95?
It's all gas, no brakes in this roller freestyle World Cup.
And speaking of gas, all the way from Toulon, he won his first FISE exactly 20 years ago in the 2003 edition of FISE in Gramont. Oh no! Beginner's mistake for the veteran Anthony Avila. He decided to retire from competition a couple years back, but when he was told it was exactly 20 years since he won his first FISE, he said, I had no choice but to come back for this one.
Put me back in, coach, put me back in.
Exactly. He missed the Fishburne stall on the first part of his run, but now he's still going, still trying to get as many points and secure the best position possible in those rankings. Alley-oop 540, I love this one. And flat spin 5 to finish things off on the buzzer. He's got a small injury on his leg, so definitely a tricky one for him to push through all the way through these 50 seconds of run. He did great. He just had this little miss at the beginning of his run, and it's probably going to cost him a lot. Just breaks the flow of the core of the run. But started really strong.
Wow, with the rainbow rail.
Yeah, it's a ballsy way to start your run as well. It's so easy to mess up on that one.
It's all about making a first impression.
Yeah, he knows the game. He's been competing in vert, in street events, and in big park events for a very long time. Anthony Avila, also coach. He's running the Ambelis skate park near Toulon. He's teaching the youth. He keeps on learning. He recently posted some new flips he's just learned on the resi. He keeps on progressing and pushing himself, so I think that's why he couldn't resist the invitation to join us again.
77.12 for Anthony Avila.
And you got the OG just there on the course, and now Lenny, who just turned 18. So this is the new generation of French park riders representing the French team. Lenny is about to drop in. Let's see it. Wow.
Oh. Another double backflip in this finals. Nailing it.
That's where Nico messed up, and Lenny doesn't waste any time with a double flip right off the gates. Soul grind up there, the extension using the mini ramp section of that park. Big 720, sticks it, keeps on going, charging back down with all the speed. Very precise. Wow, the front flip now.
The way he's connecting his tricks, going from the grinds into the spins, into the flips.
Wow.
What?
Wow. This is one we haven't seen so far.
Riding backwards and then popping another backflip. Wow.
That's a crazy one. And he skated all the way till the end with the final 720 on the buzzer. Really strong run. He went all the way through, stuck everything. He had the double backflip, he had the front flip. He's really tried to check all the boxes. He had some technical grinds up there on the extension.
So the jersey he's wearing, is that like the French national champion jersey or the French national team jersey?
I think it is the national, yeah, French national team jersey. I don't know, they haven't sent mine yet, so once I get this one on the post, I can confirm if Le Coq Sportif is making those or if it's Lacoste.
Well, Freddie, if there was a title for best French-English commentator in roller, it would be you.
Thank you. I'm not sure if it's speaking of my skills or if it's speaking of French people speaking English in general.
The latter.
Most probably so. And boom, the fakey backflip up there. We haven't seen anyone else do this one so far.
And that was close to the end of his run, so he still had that energy to pop a backflip while riding backwards.
I mean, you remember being 18 years old?
I have some memories.
I've seen photos. I think, in the end, I think he can make the difference on a run like this, because indeed, to be able to pull these big banger tricks, wow!
He's amazed himself by the result.
I don't think he was expecting that, but he definitely deserves it. 91.80. Lenny Jourda takes first place so far. Incredible run, for sure. As we said, like lots of flips, lots of power, and he's able to keep on going all the way till the end with the big bangers, and I think that's really what makes the difference. And now, another usual candidate here at FISE, Jaro Frein, all the way from Amsterdam. Oh no!
He missed the rail?
He missed the rainbow rail, and he's starting with the topsail here usually, but he missed on this one. And yet he's still going, incredible. The 900 and then the fakey backflip, charging back up, 360 on the downstep, big 540 transfer sideways all over the channel gap. Incredible run. Big topsail all the way through the extension. We haven't seen anyone hit that one this way so far.
Bit of a mishap at the start of his run, but Jaro keeps it going.
Backside Savannah, yes, I called it a Savannah. Here on the A-frame, on his way back up, flat spin 360, and that's time. Well, Jaro missed on the very first trick of his run and still managed to put it all back together and pull a banger of a run. That's where he missed. He was just trying to get speed for the next trick. But as I said earlier, this rainbow is so tricky. It's so easy to undershoot, to overshoot, and then it puts you entirely off your line.
So he only had one of his skates on the rail. I think that was not what he intended to do.
So it was his left foot. I think that's where he wanted it, but the right foot for his topside foot didn't lock on properly, so he just saved himself. But thankfully, he was able to just get back on his feet and keep on going.
I mean, he was showing nerves of steel. Jaro Frein from Amsterdam.
Yeah, he's representing the city, if I'm correct. He's even getting a sponsorship through the city of Amsterdam. He's a well-known character in Amsterdam as well. I think he's DJing for a very famous personality. He used to be on the TV show for the youth.
It's like a roller skating influencer.
He's getting there. I think right now he's just having fun, enjoying his time in Montpellier. He was here just a few months ago as well to skate the new skate park in Gramont. I think he just loves the south of France. And then he's also a competitor at heart and an amazing skater, obviously. I think his skating has evolved and grown into something a lot more mature. He's touching a lot of the obstacles, at least in his semi-finals run. He was touching some stuff. I think that's what we would have seen if he did manage to get the topsail. We would have seen he's also aiming for the fences, some of the protection barriers around the skate park. He's really trying to touch. Wow, see? Incredible. You would think that if you miss a trick in this run, you don't even have a chance. But he managed to put it all together.
Still jumping to the 5th place, right behind Nicolas Servi.
Very solid showing, and I can't wait to see what he has for us in the second run. But let's not wait. Here is Julien Cudot flying as high as the drone over the course. Double backflip right off the gates. And at this point, it's almost a practice trick for Julien. He's so good at these. He's got such incredible body control and motion awareness. Wow. Misty 900, so it's a weird combination of 2 flips in one. Wow. Oh. Going backslide on the wobbly rail.
Like he did the whole length of that rail, went to every wobble.
It would have kept on going, most probably, but he's got a run to do. So here we are with the top acid. He's doing some of the grinds. You've seen him hit the wobble rail. Wow!
What? Bit of a sketchy landing, but still flipping out of a grind.
That is incredible. That's also something that Julien somehow, as incredible as it is, got us accustomed to. He's able to flip. He's landed like quite a few world firsts, actually, coming off of grinds on like weird rails. So this is a setup that's perfect for him, actually. I just didn't see it in the qualification run or semi-final runs. I think he was just keeping this one for you now, for the finals.
Using that ledge as if it was a kicker, as if it was a ramp, just to flip back into the course.
Taking full advantage of his skates and his ability to flip really quickly on short distances. That was incredible. And it was right at the buzzer, so it was not the cleanest landing, but at the conclusion of this run, it was such an exclamation mark. Big double backflip to start it off, and he just lays banger after banger all through his run. You can see it here with the backslide on the wobbly rail.
With 1 foot?
Absolutely. That's the backslide. Freestyle backslide. He could also grind. He could grab the other foot. Savannah up on the rainbow rail just to start things off and keep on charging.
Landing into that fakie.
And holding the fakie, which is another important factor in the... Wow.
This left foot got stuck on top of the ramp.
And he actually did it perfect, and he just caught a bit of that edge on the landing, but you know what? At this point, it's still worth a 94.25 score. Incredible. So he's now sitting in the pilot's seat. He's the only man. He's the only man on top now. But guess what? Danilo Senna is coming for that top spot as well. Flat spin 3 to start things off, and no. He went for the 1260. That's one of the spins he was able to master at a very young age. Not that he's very old, but already for some years he's been able to lace it on big setups. Unfortunately, he got hung out on the landing here. See, that's the energy of the youth. He's still going. Big 900 on the transition there. 20 seconds left to go. 360 on the step up. Backflip 180 transfer down on that transition. With such a big fall. He knows there's no way he cracks the top spot at this point, but he's just trying to make sure he can get all the points he can at this point. Wow. Also, what was this? Can't even count. He flips so good, so quick, so easy. Even with little speed, he's able to get like this perfect spinning rotation out of these water pipes.
Well, and that's the benefit of being a commentator. We're going to see some slow-mo replays. That's going to help us in our jobs as well.
Please, please help us there. Representing Brazil. Strong first run, but he had this miss on the first big rotation, the 1260 he started off with. So that for sure will hinder his ability to catch one of the top spots, but he still went all in and kept on going through the whole of his 50 seconds on the park. Backside UFO up there on the big wall, and that is a fakie 7, fakie 9. That's such a weird one. Don't ask me, I can't spin more than a 360 on a good day. But you can tell Danilo enjoyed it and the crowd is hyped. He's another one of these young riders coming up super strong on the skating scene, on the contest circuit. 76.5, unfortunately. But guess what? The good thing is he has another run to go, and the best of those two will count. So he has a chance to improve on that score and catch the top spot if he gets everything perfect on the second go.
I mean, it looks like he still has some gas in the tank, so if he brings that samba to the course, he might still make a shot at that podium.
Let's see a little dancing on the course. I'm all for it. And let's see a little flying too. That's his signature boot, the Aeon 68mm skate from USD. It's actually my pro skate, but I gave it to him out of just, you know, courtesy. Wow.
Look at the height he got on that 360.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's not about the biggest spin, it's just how fluid it is and how you're able to actually slow it down in the air. Wow. And see, that's another backslide grinding on this, on the side of his boot, on one foot. Alley-oop by a 5, 2 front flip, just connecting everything so perfect. Alley-oop topside pop star there on the big quarter pipe, and
what?
Perfect one for the crowd. He's an entertainer, he's a competitor. He can do it all.
Is that within the World Skate rulebook, taking your helmet off while doing a trick?
I guess we would have to check with the World Skate Federation, but in my heart, that definitely scores a lot of points.
I mean, that's the originality that we're talking about in the judging criteria, right?
I guess it counts. At least, you know, sometimes the biggest reward is a big smile on someone's face, and Takeshi is smiling so much and giving so much for the people here in Montpellier, for the crowd, for you watching at home. He's just trying to have fun, you know, and in the end, that's what it all comes down to quote another bearded vlogger on the internet, shout out Ricardo. That's why we all started for, right? Because it's fun. So Takeshi, with all these years of experience and all the skills and all the crazy gold medals under his belt.
This is where he unbuckled his helmet.
And there he went.
Is there even a name for this trick?
I was trying to come up with one, but it just looks like a rodeo. He's riding the beast. Wow. 90.5, I think we'll stay with that first score. But right now he's sitting in the top 3.
You know, we can call it a Japanese rodeo from now on.
The thing is, he's already named so many tricks, so many of those crazy flips and double flips you see in the vert ramp. He has the Viking flip. Like him and his brother, they pretty much patented every spin and every flip on vert. If you speed more than 900, it's on them, most probably.
Making their mark on roller history.
And here we go with another legend of the sport here in France, Anthony Avila. He won his first FISE 20 years ago in Grammont. And guess what? He's still going for it. 900 here on the big fly box. Didn't work out the way he wanted to. But let's go, let's hear it for Anthony. Mr. Avela from the Anglis skate park, still going all the way. Oh, missing the technical switch up here on the quarter. I think he's gonna call it.
It looks like he had fun on the course today.
Thing is, Anthony is all about energy and enthusiasm. That's why he's coaching as well. That's why he's trying to get younger kids on skates and hooked on skating. And that's why he's here on the course today. Maybe he's not going for that win. You know, when you fall in the first 900, there's no way you're going to be able to come back up and beat Julian's score. But he did it anyway. And you know what? Just because it's all about the fun and the energy you share and the passion you share.
I think that's the biggest prize at FISE, getting all the energy from the crowd.
And give it back to the crowd as well. Thank you, Anthony. Shout out to Anglis Skate Park. As I said, it's a place he opened now a couple years back. He's been constantly improving and building new structures. My friend Anthony Potier came recently to help build more obstacles. And that's a place to learn. Even as I said earlier, he's also learning constantly to build a resi landing as well, so he's able to learn new flips. So hopefully, Anthony, if you listen, I hope we see you next year on the course again with new tricks again.
Currently in that second spot, it's Lenny Jourda from Vendargue. It's actually like a small city right next to Montpellier.
It's very close to here. Got some family living over there. He's one of the local kids who grew up on those contests. He had a really strong showing this year at winter class as well. You saw Julien flipping out of grinds, but that's something Lenny can also do. Saw grind to backflip perfect. That's his last trick at winter class. So is it something we're gonna see today? I'm very curious to see. Double backflip, absolutely perfect. Stomps the landing, keeps on going. Wall ride over the rainbow out there. That's really, really clean and precise. Going down the little box with the backside unity, using the mini ramp section of the course to score those points as well, and then charging back down. Wow. Incredible.
Such a fast spinner. It looked like he went pretty low on that box as well to keep that speed going.
Yeah, it was all about the spinning. Another wall ride here. I can't wait to see the replay on that one because he spun so fast, so quick. I don't want to call it a 1080, but it really looked like a 1080. And big 900 here to finish the run on the buzzer as well. Such a big improvement as well. Incredible, Lenny Jourda. All the energy of an 18-year-old kid, but right now he's competing like a man.
And we have a 2.46 difference between him and Julien Cudot.
Is it gonna be enough? That's a heavy one. It's all on the judge's shoulder right now. Big smile. You can see he also left it all on the course. He gave it his all. He went all the way till the end. The fakey backflip up, that big lip one, and you can see the double back. Grabs a bit high on the knees, but that's okay. Wow, incredible. Was so pumped on that one. I think everyone, you could hear the reaction of the crowd as well. It was such an insane one. No one was expecting that.
To me, it looked like he went low, but fast, like the spin.
And same on this one. It's not that he goes so high, but he spins so quick and fully sideways. He's really, really, really good. No doubt about it. Lenny Jourda, only 18 years of age. Such a bright young talent on the scene. Now the big question is he going to be able to take down the reigning champion, Julien Cudot? Julien won last year. Is he going to be able to repeat? Yes, absolutely. They're both very involved with the scoring, but he doesn't beat it. So very nice improvement on the first run.
So we still have Julien Cudot in the hot seat. He still has a second run to go as well.
But now comes the toughest contest of them all, because those three names you still see on your screen, Julien, Jaro, and Danilo. These are the top dogs here on this course today. No coincidence, they all qualified in the the top 3 spots, and it's all about who's going to make the cleanest run, and every small mistakes the other guys will do will give them an opportunity to score the best run. But very, very impressive performance by Lenny Jordan. Not to take anything away from him, because 93.25, that was an incredible one.
And from the south of France, we're going back to the north, up to the Netherlands, to the city of Amsterdam. It's Jaro Frein.
Holland, Holland.
You know what to say? If it ain't Dutch, it ain't much.
Lekker jongen. He starts with the top sole miss, and now he touches the fence. I told you he was going for these weird parts of the course. 900. It was a little sketchy in the landing, but he stuck it. It keeps on going, riding up that wall ride, dropping down the step up with the 360. So precise. Big 540 transfer. That's such an amazing run, using the course like no one else. Top sole all the way through. Amazing. Big bio 540. Backside Savannah, so he's touching the grinds, he's touching the flips, he's doing all the big transfers, and he's using the tallest parts of the course. No! Oh, no, he felt that one, and I felt it too. This was such a good run. This was the run of a winner, and he fell right there at the end. You can see the disappointment show on his face.
He was on fire.
He was on fire. His heart is on fire, and he's such a fire young man. Love Jaro, such a good energy, such a good kid. And such an amazing rider. Watch this, top sole on the rainbow, and then he's using the fence. It's not meant to be skated at all, and he's just using it to get some more speed to hit the big fly box here with a flat spin 360. Charging all the way through, and that big top sole, you've seen no one grind all the way through that one. So for me, that scores a lot of points as well, because he's really using every inch of that course and trying to leave his mark on all the biggest obstacles.
Getting the high fives from Takeshi Yasutoko.
That fall at the end is going to cost a lot, unfortunately. And not only was he on fire, he got me on fire as well.
Gonna be a tough nut to crack for our judges, for Blake, Pascal, Jana, and CJ.
Definitely tough decisions to make. That's not a position that's so inviolable. It's funny that Romain was mentioning becoming a judge after complaining about judging and rankings for so many years. You know, like, this is the one position you're never gonna make everyone happy. And Jaro is definitely not the happiest man on earth right now, but he deserves a big shout out from everyone.
He moved up a spot. He went from number 5 to number 4.
All right, so still improved on that one, because he managed to get the first part of his run absolutely perfect. And he definitely scored high on like the top sole across, the big extension, all these very specific obstacles that he was the only one to actually charge at and lace.
And a wipeout happened at the end of his run, so maybe the judges were, you know, like a bit easy on that too. So we'll have to find out. But no, not right now. Still in that first spot, it's Julien Cudot.
And this one, it's not exactly for the glory, because no. I was going to say he still has to go all in, because behind him we still have to go with Danilo, who has a very high chance of performing a better run than his first. So Julien still has to go all in. Whoa. I think he was going for the other born up there on that rainbow. 900 here.
I think the first slip up threw him off a bit.
There's no way he can. Wow. You can never say there's no way Julien cannot improve, because he's still going for some of the biggest tricks we've seen here. Blindside sweat sands actually. Hurricane topsole. He's trying to just do everything he hasn't done in his first run. If he managed to put it all together in the second one, he could have definitely improved on the score. And that's the scariest part, because he still has the first place so far, 94.25. That's a score to beat. And there's now only one man on the course who's got a shot at it.
So let's see what happened in Julien's run. That was a double backflip. Ooh.
Well, you heard it from the man himself just now on the live. He said he would always overshoot it, and that for some reason on this one he was too short on the landing, and that's why he stumbled. And the 540 kg Kangran is such a nice trick. 540 into it, that's another game.
Not improving on his second run with that 74.75. So we're gonna keep that 94.25 and see if that will be enough to keep Danilo from a potential victory.
Can he keep Danilo at bay? You know, one thing is for sure in this world, that this young man right here is not afraid of anything. He's got a shot at it, and you better believe he's gonna go all in right now. He knows it's now or never.
I mean, it's FISE. We've been seeing plot twists in every competition, in qualification, semifinals, and finals. Anything can happen in FISE.
That is correct, and Danilo knows it. He's here as the challenger. He's never won this competition yet, but here is his second run and final chance to get first place. 12.60, and this time he stomps it. Keeps on going, charging, racing back up the course. Big 360 on the step up. Wow, Mac twist. Wow, 900, keeps on spinning, keeps on flipping, and he's got another 26 seconds to go. Goes over the rainbow. Big 720, transfers sideways. Wow, Bio 540. Going down the transition, so you got these extra impacts that you have to absorb in the transition. 10 seconds left. Big misty flip down, lands it perfect, still going. Is it his chance? Back UFO on the third wall. He's going for it, he's going all the way. Buzzer, fakey backflip as his final trick. Boom. That's it, that's a run, ladies and gentlemen. It is still going.
If we take off our microphones, like, we can hear the crowd going absolutely bonkers here on the riverbanks of the River Lez, and also our French commentators are losing their minds as well.
This is insane. This is such an incredible run. When I said this was a man who was not afraid of anything, I think he just proved it right here. Not afraid of the moment, not afraid of the pressure. He took it all on his shoulders and went for it. And huge respect, these guys were also both on the podium at Winter Clash earlier this year. Julien in second place and Danilo in third. So this time, let's see if history repeats, or if it's the chance, it's the one time where Danilo is actually gonna outperform the master.
Will it be enough for a podium? Possibly. But will it be enough for that first spot?
Podium, you know what? I don't want to get into hot waters. I'd say this is probably worth a podium. It's so tight. Is it better than Lenny? Is it better than Julien? Is it better than Takeshi? Such a hard question. And thankfully, we're not paid to answer that question. We can just sit down, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It was very beautiful indeed.
It's okay.
And look at this guy. They're all supporting each other. They're all equally invested in the results right now. Everybody wants to see how much that scores.
In the hot seat, it's Julien Kudo.
I think the judges are in the hot seat right now. Definitely want to be in the position.
It's a really tough task doing judging. I've done some judging in BMX freestyle, and I've been talking with the skateboard announcer as well, with Thomas Winter, and he said it's such a terrible job to do because people will not be happy with what you're saying about their riding, but it's a task of a judge.
Someone needs to do that job, and actually, you know what, the sport benefits from having the best judge available, and I can say right now we have the 4 best judges on this course. Lots of experience, all of them have competed. Jenna was the first woman to actually land a 900 in competition on inline skates. These guys and this girl, they've shown their worth. They know what it's like to ride these courses. They've proved that they have what it takes to win this contest as well. CJ won the last FISE we had in China some years ago. They've all been there. They know what's at stake right now. What's really important is to take the time to make the right decision, and that's what is really tough right now for them, and probably nerve-wracking for these riders. One thing is for sure, Danilo is on a new level. That's probably the best run we've ever seen him perform. He's constantly progressing, always has new tricks. That's the best thing as well. Like, you never know what to expect with this young man. He always has more. And the judges are keeping us on our toes. What's the score?
They're on the top right of the screen. You see him discussing that run of Danilo Senna. There's a lot of hand gestures going on.
I'm so invested in this right now. But you know what? In the end, those two guys are clear winners today. They both had incredible runs. I think the sport is winning from having these guys still pushing each other. They're both really good friends as well. That's the camaraderie we're seeing here on the course. Is no show. That's how they skate, and that's how they push each other to learn new tricks. And it's not only competition, it's emulation. They're just trying to push each other to be the very best on skates in general.
That's one of the key ingredients with the FISE contest. In every competition, it's all about camaraderie.
Now, you know, it's not just you show up on the course and you perform, and then you still have to spend time with those guys. You still have to spend time together and communicate and exchange, and that's how the sport grows. And
Danilo Senna taking the second spot on the podium with a 93.87, which means that the winner of this World Skate Roller Freestyle Park World Cup in the men's category will be Julien Cudot.
The man from Paris. It's not his first rodeo, but it was definitely some of the toughest competition he's ever had to face here at FISE.
Let's look at some of the highlights of this last heat.
Let's see, as Julien said, Takeshi flying high with a nice double grab flat spin 360. Definitely one of my favorites to watch here on the course. Such style, such flow. And another legend here on the course, Anthony Avila, unretiring for like the second or third time probably, and still showing that he's got what it takes to compete with the big dogs. Wow. See, that is so communicative. You can see these guys are pushing themselves so hard. You learn stuff that you wouldn't even think was possible, and Lenny was just as surprised as we were at this moment, just generally vibing.
Like, all these athletes get that extra edge, that extra push when you're here at FISE.
Another favorite here at FISE, Jaro Frein. A little miss in the first run and a little miss at the end of the second run, and unfortunately that will keep him out of the podium, but he's still in the top 5 place. But who actually won today? You just saw him on the screen, and we see some of his riding here. Julien Cudot has some of these infallible tricks.
Oh yes, with the flip out of that grind.
Just a little short on the landing, right on the buzzer. I think the judges went and said, you know what, we'll give you that one. Incredible. Danilo spinning 1260s like it's no biggie. Big 720 transfer. I like this one even more. Just like flying full on sideways, traveling. You could fly to the les if you wanted to. And when I said a few people would probably crack this 90-point score, you see it here. Such high scores. Those 3 guys there on the podium have performed absolutely incredible today.
Now, this is the FISE World Series in Montpellier, but in October, you can find us in China, in Shanghai.
5 long years have passed since FISE World Series last graced the international stage. In 2024, we're in Shanghai.
So yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun in Shanghai as well. And if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be inline skating in Shanghai too?
From what I heard from the sports director today, I might be in for a trip to China. My girlfriend's going to love it.
All right, we're going to get right into our podium now. Montpellier, make some noise for your top three here, 2024 FISE World Series. In third place, it is Lenny Jourdain.
J'entends rien à Montpellier pour notre rider local qui prend donc une place sur le podium à seulement 18 ans. Du bruit pour Lenny Jourdain.
Lenny Jourdain,
In
the Montpellier
second
local.
place, over from Brazil, it is Donato Senna.
Deuxième place pour Danilo Senna, donc notre rider brésilien. Je veux un gros big up dans le public, s'il vous plaît. Pour l'instant, on a un podium très jeune, puisqu'ils sont tous les deux 18 ans. Lenny nous a mis ses plus belles claquettes. Magnifique.
And your 2024 FISE Montpellier champion, Julien Coudeau! Montpellier, one more time for your podium!
Du bruit Montpellier, s'il vous plaît, pour Julien Coudeau, notre rider français, qui gagne pour la deuxième année consécutive le FISE de Montpellier. Du bordel pour lui, s'il vous plaît!
A true winner,
Ok.
Julien Coudeau.
Definitely not his
Montpellier, merci
first trophy, but
beaucoup.
these are really,
On
really
peut faire
nice
encore du
actually.
bruit pour
I
notre
love
rider,
the
s'il vous plaît.
trophies FISE made this year.
Nos trois riders professionnels qui nous ont fait rêver. On vous donne donc rendez-vous à
I
la
believe Julien will be
mini
interviewed in a
Aspine
little bit, so we'll try to give
sur
you
la place
all
de la
the
mairie si vous voulez
information.
continuer à voir des sports freestyle. C'est là-bas que ça se passe tous les soirs d'ailleurs à partir de ce soir.
I'm really liking the artwork of the prizes that they're getting.
Yeah, those trophies are really
One more
nice. They're
time
really
for your
colorful.
podium! Ow!
I think it was a theme this year at FISE, really colorful courses as well. I really, really like the vibe actually. It's really summery and it's a good way to welcome the sun back.
So let's listen to what Julien has to say.
See those colors. After all the rain we got last year here on the Freestyle Park, it's such a pleasure to see it shining.
I mean, the weather gods had to make up for something.
All right, we're here with Julien Coudeau, our 2024 champion. Julien, what was it like coming from winning the rail contest earlier on the street over here to taking the championship of the big park contest?
It was very, very hard, and actually that's a challenge I had last year too. So last year I made the rail contest, but then it rained for the final, so there was no final. So this year was the go I wanted to give it. So it was so hard, and I was thinking all the way how I should like save my energy, and in the end I managed to save it quite well, but it was so hard that's why I think I didn't land my second run and fall straight away. But I made it, so pretty just about that.
All right, one more. Tell us about your motivations. What have your sponsors given to you to help put you in this kind of position?
I have a brand new sponsor, which is Cymatics, some wheels from USA, and I get my first pro model. I'll be skating them tomorrow on the street contest. So yeah, there will be some brand new content about that, and I hope you guys in line enjoy it.
And what do you think about the level of competition that you're seeing on the podium with you these days? Is it better than it's been in past years, or do you think that it's faltering a little bit?
It's actually getting crazy. Like just before heading to the podium, I was looking to my good friend Lenny Jourdain, who got 3rd place, and I was like thinking about his run and picturing him the 3rd place, and I was like, what the fuck is he 3rd? His run was amazing. So not even talking about the 2nd one, so I'm so proud I still managed to kick in with those young beasts, and I can't wait to see until how long I'm going to be able to battle with them.
All right, man, it's been great to see the rollerblader, and even more importantly, the person that you've turned into over the last 5 years, your transformation, the tricks that you are putting down now. It is an absolute pleasure to watch.
Okay, so that was the World Skate Roller Freestyle Park competition. Freddie, I've had such a great time. Thanks for being here.
It's been a pleasure, honored. I'm looking forward to coming back next year. Let's do it.